If you're sat there looking at constant YouTube videos, which are price predictions about your coin, or you have experienced the last bull run, didn't take any profits, and your coin did nothing, or it's going down in price, I'm here to tell you how you can earn off those coins or the crypto you've got or that you want to buy instead of worrying when the price is going to get up. You can get an ROI back off your crypto immediately. My whole philosophy with everything I do comes to this here. So if people are watching this video and you're thinking, what if this, what if that? I would rather be a person that fails after taking a risk that takes no risk, which is a fail anyway. I have encountered a lot of, not a lot, but 6, 7 years in crypto. And in that time, I've seen a lot of ways to make money in crypto, seen all the price predictions. And for me, you've got to adapt to the market, but you've also got to look at what is working at that current time. And what I'm going to show you is working. That's why I talk about it. Now, the problem you've got in 2026 is choosing your problem. You can either do what I've just said, which is buy and hold your crypto and then wait for it to pump in the next bull run. The problem is, one, will it pump? And we're going to talk about what coins will and won't. And two, when do you actually take profits? The other problem you could look at is entering liquidity pools, waiting for the high yield. So you will get in and you will start earning an ROI straight away. Some yields may not be high as others, though. And we're going to talk about that in a minute. There's two strategies that I talk about. And again, if you want to download my free DeFi playbook, which is what all this is in, just click the link in the description. This is it here. And it will go through everything that I'm speaking about in this video. Again, if you want to take it further than that, you can join the group. There's 174 members now in the 10K fast track. You can see a little recent post that I've put in here. Guys learning about DeFi, yield, weekly calls, meetups, all information on it to help you to fast track your learning is in here where you can book a call. If you want to do that, again, link in description. Back to this. One of the strategies that you can use, maybe if you want to keep your Bitcoin, you don't want to sell it, is supplying that to one of the platforms available in DeFi. Again, DeFi is decentralized finance. Take a loan back, so you're still holding on to your BTC, supply it into a platform. As you know, the platform I work with is this one here, VFAT, currently earning a ridiculous APR. I'm not saying do these exact pools because I'm just trying to get these pools to 10K as quick as possible. So don't follow what I'm doing. You can get liquidity pools with APRs that aren't as ridiculous as this one I'm doing here, which is 900%. Ignore that because it's stupid, right? You'd have to be as stupid as me. But the thesis the process I'm going to teach you about will enable you to use your coins. So the example one is you've got your BTC, you supply it to a platform such as Aave, Spark, or Morpho. And then what you do is supply that to a liquidity pool. I've shown you VFAT. Again, there's a link for that. And what VFAT does is it aggregates thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of liquidity pools for you to select and search based on your coin. Then you can earn yield. Yeah. With that, you can then swap your yielded assets back to Bitcoin, send it back to your wallet, and just keep the flywheel going of constantly earning Bitcoin with your Bitcoin that you've got already, right? So you're generating an ROI back from the liquidity pools, swapping what you get from those liquidity pools back to BTC, and you're just growing that BTC without spending any money. That can work in conjunction with or separate to this strategy, which is you've got altcoins, you want to supply them to the liquidity pools and earn yield. So I mentioned before, this is what I've done at the moment. in terms of my liquidity pools, trying to grow this 5K port that I've got on screen to 10K as quick as possible. And what I'm doing with that is a couple of pools on Base Chain and Robinhood and growing it as fast as possible. You don't have to obviously do it as with the APRs that I'm talking about. It depends on what coins you've got and what pools you want to enter. We talk about in the group the total value locked, different chains with different pools on them, and this is what discussions go on inside the group in terms of what coins you've got, what pools are available, on what chains, what strategies the guys are doing in the group. There's many, many, many different strategies, but this just goes an overview of one of them. So you deposit your existing coins, so you don't have to spend any more money. Supply the assets to the liquidity pools, earn the yield, on which the yield that I'm getting at the moment is 300% APR, which is about 7% a week. Again, this is abnormal because I've got this ridiculous one at the bottom, but you can see the USDC Euro one is around 50% APR on here. It was less. Sorry, it was a bit more this morning when I did this. It was 78%. It does vary. And then what you do is you earn the yield, and you can do with the yield whatever you want. So whatever you earn back from it, daily, weekly, monthly, you can claim the yield and swap it for BTC and stack it, like I mentioned in the first instance. You can spend it. So I mentioned before, there's a lot of non-custodial wallets where you can spend your crypto. So we've got MetaMask and BitGet Wallet, which are the two that I use. And also with Robinhood Chain, which is what I was mentioning to the guys, doing a breakdown in the group, is the Robinhood Chain. The Robinhood Chain is tokenizing a lot of stocks, and you can actually enter liquidity pools based on the S&P 500. Well, there's advantages to that with it not being traded 7 days, only traded 5. So you've got 2 stable days over the weekend. You know, you've got Nvidia, you've got SpaceX, you've got all these tokenized stocks. So you can actually earn the yield and then just stack a tokenized stock. So for example, in this liquidity pool I've got here, this one that's on Robinhood Chain, the yield that I can claim from it, I can then either keep that in its native token, for example, Cashcat and ETH, or I can swap that for, say, the S&P 500, which we know goes up roughly 10% each year. So I've kind of banked that and just leave it in my wallet to accumulate. That's something you can do. So this is kind of an easy look into what it means. So if you, let's say you want to still DCA, you can do a monthly buy into a stable coin, supply it to VFAT, deposit into a liquidity pool and earn the money. So here's the one I'm using, and then compound it to grow this pool over and over again. And you've got the double effect of the monthly buy and the compounding to grow that liquidity pool to the size that you want it. You may just want to grow it to a certain size before taking money back off it, depending on how much you want monthly back from the liquidity pool. And with the money you earn in the liquidity pool, again, it's up to you what you do. So some months you may want to spend the yield, some months you may want to compound the yield, some months you may want to, you can, like I said, swap it to tokenized stocks. The choice is yours. And people ask, how do I track this? I've literally just done my taxes to my accountant. Just track it with Coinly, which is an online crypto tax software. I send it to my accountant, job done. And here, and again, this varies. This just shows some of the coins at the moment, APRs that you can get. So you've got ETH 55%, Solana 57%, XRP 20%, Avalanche 65, Chainlink 36, and there's plenty more. You literally go on VFAT, go on yield, pools, and then there's 20,000 on here to look through. You can search through by TVL, which is total value locked, past 7-day fees, average APR, average range, all the different chains, all different protocols are on here. And that's why I talk about VFAT quite a bit, because it aggregates all liquidity pools from the EVM chains, which encompasses like Base Chain, Monad Chain, Robinhood Chain, AVAX, ETH, quite a lot of them. What I would say is if you're looking at doing this and you don't want to join our group, you don't want to download the DeFi playbook, try and take these into consideration to not lose money. So one, before even depositing $1, can you use any existing assets? So instead of, DCAing into a coin, let's say you may want to buy some crypto to put in a liquidity pool. Is there anything that you can use at the moment to do that? And again, what are you trying to achieve? Is it income? Is it more coins? Are you just playing with it? In terms of seeing what's available, check out different protocols, test the process with a small deposit first before you go rushing into anything. Evaluate the pool, the APR, and the ranges. If it works, study more and plan your move. Don't jump in and start scaling yet. There are several stages for newbies. It's not day one, make, $100. Day two, 50K. That doesn't happen like that. Learn the ranges, how they work, how active you want to be. Do you want tight ranges and monitor it daily? Higher ranges and lower ranges, so you've got a wide range, so you're not monitoring it all the time. Learn lending. Do you want to lend your Bitcoin and then do that strategy? And learn how this will affect your taxes, because in the UK, you've got your income and you've got your capital gains. So you need to read up on that. Watch a few of my videos. I do mention that. Now, I mentioned before about using your coins in these liquidity pools. What type of coin do you have would be the issue for a lot of you. So the charts don't lie, but price predictions do. And I say this a lot. So is your coin a type 1 crypto? So an example of this would be Solana. Multiple bull runs, new all-time highs. So in the last bull run, generally in the top 100, high liquidity. Is it being used? We know Solana has a lot of tokens on it, a lot of meme coins, still being used at a new all-time high. It's a type 1 crypto. Other type 1 cryptos, Binance coin, XRP is another one, Tron is another one, all fit this criteria. Type 2 crypto. I've done a bit of drawing on this for another video. The chart looks bad. So again, this is a coin I used to own. You don't need to be an expert to see that this isn't a good chart. So you compare this chart with it looking like that to this chart. You can clearly see one's bad, one's good. The all-time high was a long time ago. So this one's over 4 years ago. Soon to be over 5 years ago. And it's generally outside the top 100 and losing liquidity daily. This is the hardest crypto to grasp, and a lot of people have this, a type 3 crypto. So it may have had a recent all-time high, doesn't have much history, so i.e. Casper's, your Ketas, for example. Casper I used to have, Keter I have now. This is the hardest to judge, so this go either way. So you've got to have conviction in these, and there's no guarantee that they'll go back to the all-time high because there's just not enough data. So, I bought and sold Casper. I bought it around here, sold it around here, in this mark. No one's ever going to buy at the bottom and sell at the top. So, people can laugh. I know people that have probably bought it here, was going quite fanatical here, and now they hold it here, and I've got in this range here, bought it and sold it. Keter, again, not doing too well at the moment. Luckily, I bought it, where are we now? Here, took some profits here, not all of it. So I've still got it. But again, if you don't get in and out, you'll lose. But there's no guarantee this will go back up. So you need to decipher which crypto you have, because ideally you want to be working with this type of crypto. Maybe type 3, because it's just come out. But this crypto, if you're earning more of this coin, it's not going to do anything, unfortunately, because you're earning a depreciating asset. You want an appreciating asset, or an asset that is stable in the meantime, that you can cash out to another coin in your yield. And in my opinion, in 2026, ways to make money. This is hit and hope. This takes too long. This is good, but you don't get any ROI back until a long time. This is good, But again, the rates aren't much better than a bank. And this is what I teach. So, and again, this is something to look at when you're doing it. The tokens you choose determine the pool's volatility, correlation, and fee protocol. Risk tolerance, your comfort with impermanent loss, volatility, and drawdowns should shape your position size and strategy. So you need to understand the risk tolerance. What is your strategy? You need to understand that. Mentioned before about tight ranges, higher ranges. What is happening in the market at the moment? Again, your fee tier, you need to understand that. Your position range, you need to understand your ranges, what happens when you go out. Your capital allocation, how much you're putting in DeFi. What time are you looking for the time horizon? Short-term strategies tend to not as work as long-term. How often you're going to manage the positions. And again, pool liquidity and total value locked will affect everything. If you look at the stats for holding a crypto, type 1 and a type 2, you can see, I mentioned all these are type 2 cryptos, all new all-time highs, all these going down. The idea is, before, with your old mindset, and this is most people, by the way, you were watching YouTube videos about crypto's potential price next week, month, and year. You get excited about it, which is why people diss my videos, because I don't give them the excitement about 20x, 30x, 40x. I guarantee you'll get excitement when you set things up and you see yourself being able to harvest your crypto and see the earned bit on VFAT go up every day. You'll get excited about that. And it's an ROI you can implement and an ROI you can access straight away. And then obviously what I'm saying about this is 6 to 12 months later, how many of you can wind back the clock 12 to 6 months, watching price predictions, get excited, nothing happens, and then repeat over and over and over and over and over again? Your new mindset is monetizing the coins in the pools, get your ROI straight away, spend the yield straight away. You don't have to wait. You can just spend it in a week if you want. I did the video about the vlog where I did a week in life and I went on an ale trail, spent the yield that I earned on that ale trail, and it was basically a free night out. You fast forward that 6 to 12 months, you've gained more crypto. If the price has gone up, that's also a bonus, but you can earn now, grow more, and win either way. And that is the process that I'm trying to explain in this video. This is the dumb mindset that people have, you know. They don't want to get the ROI every day. They want to DC into a coin that's done nothing for 4 years and just continue because they've got the ego of buying the crypto in the first place and they don't want to admit they're wrong. I know how hard it is. I've made bad decisions in the past with coins, but we talk about Einstein. It's the same thing. Doing the same thing over and over again, expecting to get a different result is the first sign of insanity. And that is what a lot of people do in crypto, unfortunately. So I hope after watching this video, you get some ideas. It starts the ball rolling with your journey in learning how to monetize your crypto, earn some ROI back off it, doing it the right way, understanding it, educating yourself, and not falling into the same traps of the same old crypto videos that just do absolutely nothing for you. Enjoy my content, like, subscribe. See you all very soon.